And we are now getting you details of a murky Turkey link that has emerged in connection to the Red Fort blast. Delhi attacker Dr. Umar, Dr. Muzammil, who had visited Turkey. Their passports have indicated those visits of the jihadi doctors who've now made a big revelation. And it is being alleged that the handler was or could have some connection there, because the handler to jihadi doctors had said that dispersed across India, the jihadi doctors had picked up targets only after their Turkey visit. This is what sources have told India Today of a possible Turkey link to the Red Fort blast. Dr. Umar and Dr. Muzammil's passports that have revealed their travel to Turkey shortly after joining the Telegram groups that are under the scanner. Jaish handler's directive was clear, as according to sources saying that the handler had instructed the doctor module to disperse across the country. The target selection post was apparently after the Turkey visit. Faridabad, Saharanpur and other locations that were chosen only after the Turkey visit had happened. And even as the probe nears a breakthrough, investigation is at a very critical stage in order to unmask the Jaish handler. Let me cut across to my colleague Kamaljeet Sandhu, joining us with further details as far as the Turkey link is concerned.
Well, definitely. One giveaway is the two Telegram modules. One was Farzandan-e-Darul and the other one, which was run by Umar bin Khattab, who is a Jaish-e-Mohammad based in Pakistan. And what we know is that security agencies have now looked at the passports and found out that Umar as well as Dr. Muzammil both had gone to Turkey after joining Telegram, and it's likely that they've met their handlers there. Now, Turkey has been associated with Pakistan. Several of the Pakistan ISI handlers, they're based in Turkey as per our intelligence sources. So clearly there's a link which is really emerging as whether there was some sort of a communication, and obviously other communications being made in Telegram, a highly encrypted app. This is to avoid any sort of a communication or surveillance. But this is where things become complicated, because not only did they spread the tentacles in Jammu and Kashmir, they also indoctrinated several others, especially spreading the links, Haryana, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh. And the way things are going on, it does seem the conspiracy was much larger. Now, Jammu Kashmir police did manage to sniff a conspiracy, especially looking into details about posters of Jaish-e-Mohammad, or there was incriminating evidence, and then they started looking for details, and that is why crucial details came out with links established. Then there was 9 arrests made, but meanwhile a panic button was actually pressed by Dr. Umar, because remember, that's when his car, which was parked near Red Fort, he took it out. There was his car, which was moving from 3 o'clock onwards to around 6:30. And this is where they're also looking at several other clues, looking at mobile phone dumps, who he could have called. Likely that he may not have made a direct call, but through an encrypted app. All this is now a part of investigation. But what is also important is that several of these associates have now been behind, not just bars, but in custody. So they're being continuously interrogated by several agencies, including the NIA, and they're likely to spill beans about how the conspiracy really unfolded, what their target really was. But we've been told what started after 2019, somewhat an innocuous chat, was Maulvi Irfan. There's also Dr. Adil as well as Umar. Now, Umar is the one who's been identified as the man who's sitting in the car who triggered that particular blast. So all this is now part of investigation, and very important, the links, one to Pakistan and one to Turkey, now emerging in this entire terror module.
Absolutely, Kamaljeet, and important to understand whether in that window of 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. did Dr. Umar make a call to that handler. Now, an encrypted app that may have been used, and we are now piecing together the most crucial trail in the Red Fort blast probe. Take a look at this. The map that traces the journey of two men, Dr. Umar and Dr. Muzammil, both trained doctors from Srinagar. Now, intelligence inputs that indicate that they were recruited and indoctrinated by a local Maulvi in Srinagar. before being drawn into online jihad networks. Soon after joining 2 encrypted Telegram channels, both the men traveled to Turkey, a trip that investigators now believe was more than just a simple visit. After returning from Turkey, the terror module chose Faridabad as their hub. That is when they started identifying targets. Big revelations in the Red Fort blast case, where the jihadi doctors, Dr. Muhammad Umar and Imam Irfan, were part of radicalized Telegram groups. Now remember, it is not easy to penetrate into these apps that are highly encrypted, and early chats in these groups that revolved around Kashmir's Azadi and the suppression of Kashmiris before it slowly started evolving into a global jihad narrative with calls to avenge justice. Now, according to intelligence sources, after being radicalized, the doctors traveled to Turkey. There they met Jaish-e-Mohammad handlers, and that is how they came back, identified Faridabad to be the hub, and of course other locations like Lucknow, Saharanpur, etc., because the instructions that were given that they have to expand this network in India.